Friday was a hot one out there today with temperatures into the mid to upper 90s. Here's a look at our new camera in I-20 in Augusta, brought to you by Wrdw. A great image there of the water on the Savannah River. We're currently seeing our temperatures right around 96 degrees and feeling like 106, so still very warm out there. Our current temperatures around the rest of the region into the upper 90s, still 99 degrees at SRS, 83, a little bit cooler out there in Saluda, about 92 as you're heading out the door this afternoon in Edgefield. Now, it still feels well into the hundreds in places like Augusta, Evans, right around 107. We'll have much more in the forecast on when we could see possibly some relief. Laura, back to you.
Thanks, Anthony. Augusta's mayor has responded to Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms after she criticized Georgia's governor for relying too heavily on data from Augusta University Health. Mayor Hardy Davis said on social media today, quote, "Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, you're right. Augusta University is a fine university. In fact, a tremendous asset in the state of Georgia as our only public medical teaching school. I look forward to you joining me for a visit at the AU campus and Augusta." This statement comes as Atlanta's mayor and Governor Kemp are split over Atlanta's mask mandate. Governor Kemp is now suing Mayor Bottoms and other city officials over it. Yesterday, Mayor Bottoms suggested the governor was cherry-picking data from AU Health.
He didn't go to Emory for guidance. He didn't go to the CDC for guidance. He went to Augusta University, which I'm sure is a fine university in our state, but it's certainly not Emory University or the CDC in terms of its expertise with infectious disease control. So he was searching for an answer. He got it, and it's the same answer and the same playbook that we've seen come out of the White House.
Yesterday, Bottoms tweeted out this picture of Georgia's mayor standing in solidarity with her by wearing masks during a Zoom call. Well, Columbia County's prom in the park is just a little less than an hour away. More than 950 students RSVP'd for the event there. There is carnival rides, food trucks, and slides, but all of it comes just a day after Governor Kemp held a news conference about the coronavirus, asking young people to follow guidelines. News 12's Celeste Springer is there. And Celeste, how does it look out there? We're getting close to the start of it.
Yeah, so as you can see behind me, we have the Ferris wheel set up here at the park. And the whole park was basically transformed overnight for these high school kids who missed out on their prom-going experience. That being said, as cases begin to rise, there are still concerns about keeping everyone here safe. And here we have a DJ getting set up, we have beach chairs and a dance floor, as well as a bouncy house and changing rooms for people who maybe want to get a little bit more casual. Organizers say every person will have their temperature checked and will need to fill out a questionnaire before coming in. Columbia County deputies and adult chaperones are tasked with keeping teenagers socially distanced. So far, I've seen some hand sanitizers on the tables. And that being said, as for this Ferris wheel behind me, the kids are going to be tasked with wiping down the seats before they hop on it. And we're expecting a lot of big crowds here tonight, as well as fireworks at 10 o'clock.
All right, Celeste, it looks fun out there. We're excited to see these kids have finally the prom night that they deserve, and hopefully they'll wear masks and, like you said, do all the things to keep themselves safe. And we also know that those masks are not required, but they are encouraged and will be provided at check-in as well. The U.S. and South Carolina are two of the 18 states in the coronavirus red zone, according to health officials. We'll break down what that means and how they're trying to stop the summer surge of the virus.
And as we continue over the next couple of days, still seeing those dew points in the mid-60s, even lower 70s. That's still going to make it feel in the upper 90s and near 100 degrees. More details coming up in that full forecast.
Coming back with a look at the COVID cases in the two-state area. A huge rise today in Georgia with almost 5,000 new cases of the virus. That puts the Peach State at almost 140,000 total cases. 66 more people have died. And across the river in South Carolina, DHEC reporting nearly 1,500 new cases today. The state's total is just over 67,000. 39 more people have died. As of the last update, from our local hospitals yesterday, AU added 74 new COVID cases. Right now, 49 people are in the hospital. University Hospital has reported almost 50 new cases. 86 people are currently hospitalized there. And the Charlie Norwood VA tells us it has 151 total cases. Doctors Hospital has 137 with 18 inpatients. And in the U.S., the number of confirmed coronavirus cases has climbed above 3.6 million infections, and close to 140,000 people have died. CBS News' Michael George reports from New York on new efforts to slow a summer surge across the country.
The coronavirus continues its relentless march across the U.S. Florida announced more than 10,000 new cases were confirmed Friday. The city of Miami's new mandatory face mask policy kicks in Monday, carrying fines of up to $500. Dr. Michael Sogg, who treats COVID-19 patients in Birmingham, Alabama, had the virus in March.
Walking down the road and I don't see people wearing masks and I see a total disregard for what's going on in the world around them, I feel compelled to shout from the rooftops what I'm seeing.
18 states are in a so-called red zone, according to an unpublished report prepared for the White House Coronavirus Task Force. Obtained by CBS News, the report says states seeing large spikes should take more stringent and consistent steps to slow the spread.
We've got to do it across the board in those areas. This is serious business, and we can turn it around. If I didn't think we could do it, I wouldn't be so emphatic.
In California, Burbank is one of many areas that have closed off traffic on a main thoroughfare to make way for outdoor seating after the state reimposed restrictions this week.
It's going to be kind of tough trying to adjust to this and sit around people, and even the wind, the way it's moving, you never know. If someone sneezes and while your mask is off.
According to all the guidelines, we shouldn't spend time inside, right? So it's a concern for the family.
Indoor dining, gyms, malls, movie theaters, and more will not be part of New York City's Phase 4 reopening set for Monday. Despite that, Governor Andrew Cuomo says it's inevitable his state will see a second wave of the coronavirus. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And Governor Cuomo says the second wave he predicts will come from a lack of compliance and enforcement of prevention measures and from infected people returning from other states. All right, let's take a look outside right now at St. Sebastian Way. It is a hot one out there, Anthony, and it's just going to get hotter, right?
Yeah, we're in the middle of July, and it's definitely feeling like it outside. We did have some showers just to the north of the viewing area, but most of us were able to stay dry as we went through this afternoon. You can see some of those puffy clouds just to our north, and we did see some of those severe thunderstorms warnings, but a lot of those have been allowed to expire. As we look a little bit closer in here at the CSRA, places like Edgefield as well as Saluda County, you did have just a line of showers start to develop right on the Edgefield and Aiken County line. You see, we do have that outflow boundary that could set off some additional showers for northern sections of the viewing area, but most of us will continue to stay dry. It was warm out there officially at Bush Field, 97 degrees, right around 98 degrees at Daniel Field as well, and it's still warm out there. Temperatures at SRS right around 99 degrees. It's 91 in Edgefield. Saluda's seeing some of those showers, so they're seeing some relief to the heat right around 82 degrees, but where it hasn't rained yet, we are still seeing 107 out there in Evans, so it is pretty warm out there across the CSRA this evening. As we continue through the rest of this evening, those temperatures slow to decrease into the lower 90s and to the upper 80s if you're doing any outdoor plans or firing up that grill. By tomorrow morning, those temperatures dropping down to the lower 70s, right around 73 degrees for us here in Augusta, lower 70s across the rest of the CSRA as well. And that UV index is going to be strong as we continue on through the day tomorrow, 10 to 11. And it's you're gonna be wanting to have that sunscreen and that hat as you're heading out the door. It's gonna be a good cool day though. There is that slight chance for a shower or two. Temperatures back to the upper 90s, right around 98 degrees as we continue through the next couple of days. Those heat index values will be in the triple digits, near 105 for us here in Augusta and around other parts of the CSRA as well. We'll do the same thing as we go through Monday afternoon as well. As we continue over the next few days, we do that just chance for some isolated showers. Sunday, as we go through the day on Sunday, that chance for some evening showers, some afternoon showers, and we're going to see just that chance for some showers as we get through about 6 o'clock, primarily for northern sections of the viewing area. And as we continue over the next couple of days, we'll see those temperatures maintaining the mid to upper 90s, a chance for some isolated showers as we return to that typical summer-like pattern, Laura.
All right, thank you, Anthony. And a Massachusetts mom gave birth almost 3 months early after she fell into a coma due to coronavirus. Miraculously, she and her baby are alive. Hear from her coming up. A pregnant Massachusetts woman had her due date 3 months away, but when she caught COVID, she realized she might have had to make an almost impossible choice, her baby's life or her own. Jen Mackin talked with that mom.
I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm thankful that I'm alive.
And Rocio Castleduck is also thankful her newborn daughter Victoria is alive. When the 20-year-old from Nashua developed a dry cough during her second pregnancy, she went to the hospital where she was tested for COVID-19.
I was COVID positive, and that's when I just dropped. I couldn't even think. I was so nervous.
Rocio says she answered some difficult questions.
If I had to choose between me or my daughter's life, who would I choose? And that's when, I don't even know, I just started to cry.
Rocio says she asked doctors to save her baby's life before she was intubated and went into a coma for 3 weeks. She woke up at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon and learned she had given birth to little Victoria about 3 months early, and that her family, her mother, sister, boyfriend, and baby son all had COVID too and all recovered. Now baby Victoria, still in the hospital, needs a little more time, but she's on the path to recovery.
I just told him, I'm like, I'm not gonna let her leave so soon. We're gonna fight. She's a fighter just like me. Up till this day today, she's still fighting. She's still a little sick, but she's like me. She's a fighter.
Oh my gosh, what a story. Can you imagine waking up and knowing that, you had a child, she's okay, you're okay, your whole family's okay? That is just nuts. Baby Victoria is still in the NICU now and will have to be cared for by doctors for weeks, but definitely a miracle story there. And taking their fishing skills to the next level, local brothers following their dreams just like their father. Their story up next. Many of us enjoy fishing as a hobby, but 2 Aiken County brothers are trying to make it a career. Nick Wrdw shows us how, for them, bass fishing is a family affair.
Free estimate. Window World. Simply the best for less.
Remember, get 3 estimates, but make sure one is from Window World.
Many of us enjoy fishing as a hobby, but 2 Aiken County brothers are trying to make it a career. Nick Wrdw shows us how, for them, bass fishing is a family affair.
Fishing has always been a part of Bryson and Landon Williamson's life, but 2 years ago, they decided to turn their hobby into a dream and began bass fishing on the high school circuit.
Dad thought we had potential enough to put us up to some of the best high school anglers.
And Dad should know. Jason Williamson is a professional bass fisher on the biggest fishing circuit in the country.
He's our dad. He's our coach. He's been there every step of the way for us. He's never turned his back on us. And having him as a role model, it's been pretty special.
They've only been fishing competitively for 2 years, but the duo has never finished outside the top 10 in a tournament.
We feed off of each other. We make each other more competitive, and it's just fun being in the boat with my little brother.
Last year, they won the Angler of the Year tournament against a field of 300 duos from South Carolina and Georgia. And this year, they did it again.
It got the stress off my shoulders, really. We didn't think we had enough, but we ended up going in there and winning by a couple pounds.
It's pretty special. My last 2 years of fishing full-time, we brought home back-to-back Anglers of the Year titles, and it's pretty special.
But they won't be in the boat together much longer. Bryson is heading to Erskine College to fish at the next level.
It makes me want to do it just as bad as he wanted it, and I'm very proud of him. He's accomplished a lot.
In Aiken County, Nick Wrdw on your side.
How cool is that? All right, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back with you for News 12 at 11 o'clock. See you then.